Karhala Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah Bahashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well over the flock. Shalom and salutations to you brothers out here, push the words of truth and sincerity on our mouth. This video is going into the ant, the ways of the ant, in which the ways of the ant is something we should look after and strive to be. All right, strive to be like the ant. Let's go into a little bit about the ant. All right, now here's a video I found, and we're gonna watch a little bit of it. Let's maybe I'll send it to the chat rooms. Brother could send it around as well. I'm sure you brothers could do your own research on the ant. This is what I found. It's talking about how ants create their colonies. And know what I get before I get this, let's just jump into the scripture real quick. It says Proverbs 30 and where we at? 24. There be four things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceeding wise. Exceeding wise. The ants are a people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer. So they don't got strength, but they working all day and all night. And another thing I wanted to bring out real quick is in Proverbs 24, or 20 and 24, or 20 and 4 rather. Proverbs 24, it says here, the sluggard will not plow by reason of the cold, therefore he shall beg in harvest and have nothing. All right, unlike the ant, all right, it's working. It's constantly making its ways. It's constantly doing. It's constantly making at work, man. Unlike the sluggard, when you go into Proverbs 6, in verse 6 here, it says, "To go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise." So we're learning about the wisdom of the ant, man. It says, "Which hath no guide, overseer, or ruler." All right. It says, "Provideth her meat in the summer, and gathereth her food in the harvest. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard, and when wilt thou arise out of thy sleep?" All right, going into laziness. Down the ant is everything but lazy. Turn this down so I can speak over it. Ants are master engineers that can build amazing tunnel systems that become underground cities for millions of ants in a very tiny amount of space. You see them, man, constantly going. You don't have to tell them when to start. They just go. Even though ants are very tiny, they're actually quite intelligent. And thousands of them can work together to build their subterranean colonies. Working together, that's a skill of the ant. Each colony has a queen as its leader, and the ants that are part of a colony are given specific tasks that will protect and satisfy the queen's needs and wants. So they each have a role to play. You wouldn't see that watching them, but they know that when you watch them long enough. With the naked human eye, it looks like all ants are actually the same, but actually they are divided into groups in order to complete different tasks, such as the young ants staying inside the colony to take care of the queen, while older ants are the ones that go outside to look for food and defend the colony from outside predators. The ants cannot speak, so they communicate amongst each other using their antennas, and that's a big deal with ants, man. They gotta learn to communicate, man. They ain't making no noises down there. They're using their antennas, and it talks about pheromones. The working ants are able to communicate specific messages such as "follow me," "find food," "attack the predator," by using pheromones or odor trails. So they got constant communication they're working with. I'm gonna end it here because looks like phone batteries getting close to dead. So once again, man, we looking at the ant. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. The wisdom of the ant. The ant goes forward, man. The ant gets involved. The ant does what it has to do. It takes care of the colony. Similar to what we got to do in this truth, man. We got to take care of each other. We got to take care, provide for each other, provide for our households. First Timothy 5:8 says, but if any provide not for his own, and specifically for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith and is worse than an infidel. You take care of your family, you take care of the brotherhood. That's what that's going into. You can't be a sluggard and take care of anybody, but that's a part of our walk. That's a part of being seasoned in this thing. That's a part of learning how to be um, better servants of Yahweh Shemi Shah. I say Yahweh Shemi Shah because that's who we serve, and honoring each other. We're honoring Yahweh Shemi Shah. Ephesians 6:7. It says 6:5. Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters according to the flesh, with fear and trembling and singleness of your heart, as unto Yahweh Shah, as you would serve Yahweh Shah. It says here, not with our service as men pleasers. So you're not, it says here, try to please them all the time, not just when they are watching you. Not with the eye service as men pleasers, but as the servants of Yahweh Shah, doing the will of Yahweh from the heart, with good will, doing service as to the Lord and not to men. So that's what we doing, man. We working. You don't be so caught up in who you doing what for, and just serve the Lord. Serve the Lord in His manner in front of you. Or we went into camp yesterday about the service. All right, we're in the service industry, man. We're in the service industry. But we're supposed to use what we have and pass it on. This teaching that we have is pass it on. That we have, we're supposed to pass that on. All right, and the Lord's going to watch over and protect us. We're like ants. We're continuing to do the job of the Lord. All right, here in the book of Colossians 3:23, I got my precepts already. Servants, verse 22, servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh. That's apostles and elders set up over on, and then you got older brothers, you got leaders amongst these different camps, you got leaders amongst the brotherhood, amongst the fellowship, amongst the elect. And this thing is, we're being led, and all the good leaders, they started out by being good servants, man. And the best leaders are great servants, as Yahweh Shah showed us as an example. Not with our service as men pleasers. Did I just read this? No, a different scripture, but it's similar. As men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing Yahweh. And whatsoever ye do, here's a point, do it heartily. All right, what does it mean by heartily? Let's check it out real quick. Do it heartily. Yeah, it looks like my joint's gonna die anytime now. But let's digress. Let's see if I can get what I'm looking for. Do it heartily. It says here. I said we do it heartily. Let's get the Strongs for this. Ek. Nah, that's not the one. Heartily. Bear with me. Do it heartily. All right, it says ek. Psyche. All right, heartily, psyche. Let's just get the definition of the word heartily then. Web search. When you do something heartily, and I could also do an it says a hearty manner, wholeheartedly. There you go. Sincerely, genuine. Y'all see it? Warmly. All right, do it with eagerly, man. And that's what like the N is. Eager, used to emphasize a strong desire to do something, to do or have something, a strong desire, a strong will to do it diligently, man, eagerly, sincerely, warmly, from the bottom of your heart. Yo, and the Lord said, one of the greatest commandment was to serve the Lord your power with all thy heart, soul, and mind, and do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Those two fulfill the duty of the law, right? And if I may, um, the scriptures also tell us, if I could find it real quick, the scriptures also tell us that our job is also to what what's the law of the law of Yahweh Shah in Galatians. Let's get that. Galatians 6:2. Because we gotta per forth, man. We gotta This is a service industry. Again, man, this is what we do. We serve the brotherhood. Um Galatians 6:1, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. So, yo, we gotta work to restore brothers, and if since we're spiritual, we're godly, we help restore brothers in the spirit of meekness. You ain't blasting them out. Sometimes you gotta deal with a brother, even if you going off, you gotta deal with a brother in meekness, considering yourself, man. You don't want to fall into that same temptation, right? It says, bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Yahweh Shah. And Paul spoke about being under law. He's under the law of Yahweh Shah. They was trying to call him a sinner and all these things, and wicked and lawless. But he was explaining how he's under the law of Yahweh Shah. That's why he would go to the Romans as Romans, or you go to the those without the law as without the law. That's why he dealt in Acts the 17th chapter very carefully with the men of Antioch, the men of Ephesus, the men of these different the men of Galatia, the men of these different foreign lands where Israelites dwelt, so that he could win them over to Yahweh. So he was constantly in service, man, and that's what it takes, man, when you're serving the Lord, to be in service. I'm gonna get a few more just so the camera don't shut off on me. It's Satan right now. Um, Job 26 and 1, it says, but Job answered and said, how hast thou helped him that is without power, or how savest thou that arm that hath no strength? How hast thou counseled him that hath no wisdom, and how hast thou plentifully declared the thing that as it is? Verse 4, to whom hast thou uttered words, and whose spirit came from thee? So we also understand, that we got to continue to do these things, man. As you can see here, you know, Job is basically declaring like, yo, who have you helped? Who have you served? Who have you did anything for? Because these are the works that add up to somebody who's a believer, who is really faithful and true and just and honest, man. Doing stuff for the body, for the fold, for the elect. It all comes down to the elect, right? And the Lord said, if you hate my brother, you're a murderer. If you hated your brother and you say you love me, but those you don't see me, but the brother is around you who you see, who you hate. Therefore, you're a murderer and a liar, and so we gotta have that service first attitude, man. As a JFK saying goes, you type it in and find it. He said, ask not what your country could do for you, but ask what you could do for your country. Well, our countrymen, our brothers, are the Israelites of the tribes of uh, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the 12 tribes of Israel, man. We're supposed to be serving them, the ones that's turned back to this word, man. And the ones that ain't turned back, man, you try to uplift them. You try to to the best of your ability, deal with them and see if they receptive to this word. And if they not, man, you carry on. You're going about your way, because it's brothers that need your help, the brothers that need your guidance, as brother that's continually needing you and needing your service, man. Don't a car break down every so often? All right. Don't a house need repairs? And so brothers constantly need help, man. In consideration. And don't always think it's about money. The scriptures always talking about communicating with your elders, communicating with the brothers, which means money, which means giving alms, and which when you can contribute financially. There's also spiritual gifts, man. Don't be afraid to reach out to brothers and help them out, man. Lift them up. And to teach this word, number one is teaching this word. All right. Psalms 51 and 13, it says, then I will teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. So, teaching, man. Teaching. You gotta actually be in a position where you're learning, so that you can give this word. And once you got this word, you're supposed to make sure that they got this word. You're supposed to make sure that you pushing this word out. I'm gonna get the last one. I'm gonna get this 1 Corinthians 9 and 19. I was going to this a little earlier. Paul says here, for though I be free from all men, yet I made myself servant unto all. And that's what we are. Just like that ant that just going tick, tick, tick. It just keep going, man. They talking to each other, they communicating to each other, and they service first attitude. That's how they get the job done. All right. It's kind of like watching, for those brothers that's in construction, it's like watching Issachar or Equi, the brothers are brothers from South America work. When they get together, man, they just move because they about service, and they kind of put themselves secondary. There's no I in team, right? And that's how we come together. We form with this truth. But you have to have a service first attitude, like Paul said. He said, "Yet have I made myself servant unto all, that I may gain the more." Why do you want to gain? Because you want to be like a true tree that had bring forth fruit. Remember that fig tree that didn't bring no more figs, and Yahushua cursed it? We want to be like that fig tree. And unto the Jews I became as a Jew, as I might gain the Jews. So to them that are under the law, as under the law, that I might gain them that are under the law. And people thought Paul was a wicked. To this day, they looking at these words and thinking Paul was lawless and wicked and casting off the law. But he was just trying to show you that he was under the law of Yahweh Shah, which is carry each other's burdens and to teach. All right, the ones that were hard to reach, or sometimes the ones that's hard to reach, they need somebody that's similar to them. So you play a certain role. That didn't mean he cast it off the law, but he didn't brag or boast about the law when he was trying to win people over to Yahweh Shah. It says, "To them that are without the law, as without the law, being not without the law to Yahweh, but under the law of Yahweh Shai." And once again, that law, Galatians 6:2, is bear ye one another's burdens, that I might gain them that are without the law. So he wouldn't emphasize the law if he was living lawless. He wouldn't go and try, force the law down your throat. He would try to deal with you where you coming from. And that's why he spoke to the men on Mars Hill and Areopagus. He used what they was dealing with. He said, "Look, y'all got a God for this and God for that. I see what y'all doing." He said, "Y'all got y'all different gods and all that, but I see y'all got an unknown God. Let me tell you all about him." And he broke that down to him and see how he used where they was at the time. That was just using wisdom to bring more people and save more souls. Right? It says, "To the weak I became I as weak, and that I might gain the weak. I made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some." And that's why through the spirit you be able to be receptive to certain men that other brothers can't reach. And that's just the spirit that the Lord might put on you. Well, just reach, try to reach. And of course you ain't gonna reach every man, just like Yahushua wasn't able to reach every man. Paul, Peter, Simon, Barnabas, Apollos, they wasn't able to reach every single man. Well, that's why it is, brothers got different spirits, and be able to, deal with different men. Some brothers is like a little, they good with dealing with this brothers from the street. Some brothers is dealing with, they good at dealing with, they might reach the ears of women a little more. Some brothers might reach the ears of the young brothers a little more. Some men might reach the ears of the older men, or men that's been to war, or men that's been incarcerated. So you got different situations where we reaching out, and the Lord is waking up his elect wherever they be scattered. All right. And this do I for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. All right. So he understands that, this is all for the greater good. This is all for the brotherhood. This is all for the fold. This is all for the word to get out, the gospel's sake, that good news, and partaker with you. What's that? The blessing that's about to come, man. So we almost out of here. You know what I'm saying? Continue to teach, continue to have that service first mentality as the ant did. Learn from the ant. All right. And continue to push. Yeah, turn up. Shalom. How about Shemi Shabbat thumb to the brotherhoods? All right. Shalom.